Hello everybody, this is Gregory with How I Lost Over 100 Pounds and Kept It Off for 30 plus years, where there should be no hesitancy in your weight loss and maintenance. Today we're going to talk about lower your stress. Now before I begin, if you need help with weight loss, contact me through the Clarity FM link found here in the episode notes. Also check out my website, which has 600 articles and recipes, and all the podcasts are there too. My podcast, Awaken Man, and if you appreciate my content, there is a link for PayPal. All right, so certainly one of the fundamental keys to success with weight loss and weight management is going to be to reduce your stress. And I would say, and I'll probably add this to the playlist called Foundational Playlist because it's the most important ones. We know that the majority of weight loss and weight maintenance is psychological. We know that. But there's two major reasons why lowering your stress will help with success, and it won't hamstring you. One, when we're anxious or stressed, what do? It's like fight or flight, right? This has to do with the adrenal glands, which will be mentioned twice in this episode, but it's fight or flight. When we're anxious, when we're stressed, when we're worried, we tend to run or fight. And part of that is we need comfort, right? So if something bad happens at work or in a relationship, or there's underlying stress, like, oh, I have this meeting that I got to go to, or I'm worried about talking to my boss, or I have to go to a family function, or, it could be a zillion things. The best thing to do is articulate it. Suppressing it always leads to disordered stuff, whether it be drinking or porn or other bad things. It's better just to address it. So journal it, write it out, talk it out. We have an episode here, how to deal with stress eating, which I think I'll put in the banner notes as well. But the thing is, you got to get it off your chest. Because again, weight loss, weight management, all this is psychological. Binge eating is all psychological. And so get it off your chest. When we don't get it off our chest, you are more likely to what? I'm anxious. Ooh, that box of ding-dongs is going to make me feel better. And yes, it'll make you feel better for a little while. Like with all bad eating and binge eating, it's that first bite that feels so good, right? It's that first puff, it's that first drink, and then every subsequent indulgent bite, drink, swallow, whatever it is, just doesn't feel as good. Just doesn't feel as good. So we need to always think long-term. We have episodes here, always think long-term. When you're having that temptation, like the angel and the devil on your shoulders, when you're having that temptation, always think long-term as to what in the long run is best for me. So when you're stressed, you kind of go to the hindbrain part of your brain. And it's not the frontal lobe. It's the panic mode. And that's not good because you're not thinking with rational reasoning and so forth. It's panic mode. So that's one. That's one, is that when you're anxious, you're just going to eat more, right? To soothe the pain, to soothe the worry. But then now you're feeling upset, you're feeling sick because you probably ate too much, and you still have the thing that you're worried about, right? So it doesn't go away. This is the thing about addictions and taking up vices, is that now you're having another monkey on your back. Number two is your adrenal gland. So cortisol is the main hormone that's released for inflammation, to reduce inflammation and to reduce stress. So again, fight or flight. The adrenals make adrenaline and cortisol. Different parts of the adrenal gland make each of those respective hormones. But we know that cortisol is needed by the body to lower your stress, to lower worry, and so forth, to fight inflammation. That's why we jam cortisone into your knee if your knee gets inflamed because of a volleyball injury. But too much stress leads to too much release of cortisol. And cortisol is fat storing. And also cortisol is an antagonist to testosterone production. So these are two bad things if you're a man. So long-term stress can lead to weight gain. Long-term stress can lead to adrenal fatigue. We don't want that either. So what are some keys to reducing stress? I think, the obvious ones is sleep well, exercise, because exercise is a natural way to relieve stress and it makes you feel good. It's got so many ancillary benefits. And I think the best thing is kind of like perspective, right? Always, like every day you wake up, have gratitude. Think the little things, roof, tea, You can walk and talk without pain. And so I think if you have that perspective, and I would also say one of the first episodes I have here is have a relationship with Christ, or at least have a relationship with God. I think it helps give you perspective that whatever we're stressed about, you know what, a week from now, we're going to forget what it was, to be honest. Let's be real. We just forget. Like my weakness is traffic. When you look at the fruits of the Holy Spirit, patience is the one I have problems with. So I'm like, or long lines at to get your driver's license changed. Then I remember a week from now, it's like, I don't even remember that. But all that cascading effect of hormones during that time, your body has to deal with. Or if I went to go binge eat, for example, afterwards, which I don't anymore. But that's an example of it. So it's understanding, in the great scheme of things, who cares? Most of the things that we stress about, if you step back, you're like, just remember, most of us have Maslow's hierarchy of needs stuff, shelter, air, food, and everything else. You know what? If you lose your job, maybe it's God's will that you find a better job. If you lose your girlfriend, maybe it was better that maybe a new girlfriend will come, or maybe it's better for you to be single. So I think a lot of it is just the mindset and just having the proper perspective. But either way, stress is not good for you. Guys, post in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Hit the notification, subscribe, and share button. Until next time, take care, God bless, and pray.